Neal, congratulations. You deserve that, right?
We deserved it because we kept a clean sheet again. First half, I thought I knew this would be one of our toughest games. I know the crowd might look at us at home at Woking and think, "Oh, that's a win," but I knew it was one of them games. I thought this would be hard to win this one. Really well organised, big, strong team. They're second in the league at set plays for and against. They put the ball in your box at every opportunity, long throws from the halfway line. They put bodies in the box, and we knew that we'd have to stand up to that. And it's everything we don't like, or we've proved to be a little bit of a nemesis to us. So I knew it was going to be tricky. But second half, we just talked to the boys about we wasn't playing through the lines well enough. So we just said, OK, let's ask a different question and let's play a little bit more direct and back the play up and run in behind, and let's get on the same page and play our football in their half. And it come away from what we're normally about, but it worked.
How were you feeling at half time? Were you angry with your side at all, or did you just have to stay patient with them and keep to the message?
No, actually, because I knew how tough the game was going to be, I was probably the calmest. I think the players were getting frustrated, and it was good because I wasn't despondent with 0-0. I wasn't despondent because I didn't think it was going to be a game where we was going to get loads of open space to play in. I thought it was going to be a really nitty-gritty game that we had to do the second balls well, we had to battle well, and they would press us in the middle third and try and counter-attack, which they showed that intent early on. And I did feel like a little bit of Wednesday was carried into today. I thought there was a little bit of lethargy in there, but the crispness of the passing wasn't there. So second half, we just changed it around, made it a bit more simple and said, let's ask different questions. I mean, I thought second half, up until that point, we looked like more likely to make things happen.
You mentioned it already, but a third clean sheet on the spin now. At half-time, they'd had 4 attempts off target, 1 on target. And by full-time, they'd only had 1 more attempt, and that was off target. So real kudos to your defence and the way your team defended as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 2 centre-halves were magnificent in the air because we knew that we was going to get that bombardment. Set pieces are vital, and like I say, as a manager, I can prep the team for them and make them aware of how good they are, and then you need the players to do their jobs, which they did. And then even at the end there, the block from Dion Kelly-Evans, when that moment come, was everything you want from a fullback. So we ummed and ahed about team selection. We did testing on them yesterday to see who was carrying more fatigue, physical testing in their muscles, and that sort of went a little bit towards the team selection. But I thought when Enzio came on, I thought he was outstanding. He made all the difference.
Come on with a bit of a point to prove, do you think?
I don't think it's a point to prove. Enzio wasn't dropped. It wasn't dropped as in that. I thought he was tired in the game on Wednesday night. And on all of the testing we did, he come up as a little bit of a red flag that he was still carrying fatigue. So I made the decision to try and get the most physically out of the players in what I knew was going to be a physical game.
I saw Eli Sam come off and he looked really disappointed. I imagine Enzio was disappointed not to start the game, but I guess you want that. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, of course. I'd said to the players, Eli and Ruben, they're not used to Saturday, Wednesday, Tuesday, it's constant. So they were 2 that we were not sure about as well, whether they would be able to put in a high level of performance again. And at half time I thought they looked a little bit fatigued in the game, a little bit lethargic. So we gave them 10-15 minutes and then brought on the fresh players to try and push the game through. You need your whole squad.
Let's talk about Kyle Wootton a little bit. Should have had a penalty on Wednesday night, didn't. Got a penalty tonight, which might have been a softer one than what they should have had on Wednesday. Misses the penalty, misses a good chance shortly thereafter, but is there when it counts at the end.
Just got to keep going, haven't you? And like I say, what Enzio did for that goal, great ball by Doyley, but Enzio's pace, strength, and then the ability to calm himself down at that moment when there was a player in a better position to him and say, yeah, you score it, was top draw.
How are you managing? That was the second game of what there will be 8 this month if the FA Trophy third round does happen, which we still think it will. How are you going to manage all of that and the fatigue that will come with?
We will. We need 1 or 2 back. If we can get Alex Lacey and Wes Thomas and Damien McCrory, certainly they're probably 3, and Sam Graham back in the fold, then they're going to give us more options, because at the moment we was light at the back, as we knew from midweek. So if we get them players back, I'll be able to make judgment calls, but we need them back physically where they need to be in a good place.
How far away are they now? You mentioned Wes Thomas could be any time, same with McCrory and same with Lacey, yeah?
Yeah, I think McCrory's a little bit behind them two. Lacey and Alex and Wes, certainly, they've done a lot of work today. We hummed and hard, they possibly could have been in the squad, but then they go in the squad, they sit on the bench, they don't do nothing, it's another day wasted, so we took the decision to work them extremely hard this morning. I'm sure they really enjoyed that, and then that then puts them a little step further maybe, and we'll see what goes on next week.
What about Matty Wolf, who joined on loan from Barnsley and hasn't featured a great deal?
No, and it's it's been a bit of a mix up for him as far as we got COVID within the squad, we gave that up, and then he got it quite bad, and he had 10 days after the event, so he ended up with the full week where the squad self-isolated, and then he got it and had another 10 days. So when he first come in, it was kind of him getting up to speed with the demands, the training, the intensity, and we noticed that he needed that time. Then he obviously had all of the COVID situation, and then since then he's trained exceptionally well. So he's really pushing now, and I think it's dawned on him he's become a better player by not even playing for us. He just, being around Doyley, Reevesy, Jim O'Brien, he's starting to realise what he has to do to match them and try and be better than them in training, and he's starting to show it. So, today I said to him, Sam Slocum had signs of fatigue from Wednesday, so I needed to put the goalie on the bench and take that decision, which meant that I couldn't put Wolfie on the bench, but he's close to maybe getting his run out soon.
Strikes me, and I listened to your pre-match press conference where you talked about averaging 1.7 points per game at the moment, which if you were to expand that over a season, that's playoffs. Of course, we know the expectations and at least the hopes at the football club are for more than that, and to challenge for automatic promotion. Can you put into context how important wins like tonight are, where you get a goal 10 minutes from time and you get all 3 points rather than just the single point?
Yeah, well, that makes a huge difference. You go Wednesday night, we feel we should have won, and the stats have come back and told us we should have won, and we should have won comfortably, and then you're disappointed with that, and then today makes it a good 4 points all of a sudden, and a good 7 including the win the week before. So wins at home are vital because they give you a chance. We've now got another tough game on Tuesday with Boreham Wood, but you can then go in, if you can get another good result, you can go into the Oval game and you're in a good place, and it's vital because there's too many good teams. Sutton United have been relentless. You see them; they're not stopping, and there's no reason to believe that they will. And Stockport have got a lot of games to catch up on. And I've said before, I think Stockport are possibly the best team in the league. And it should be interesting if we can go into that game in some form.
Well done today. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.